I'm hanging out on the water today with the president of the Canadian Collegiate Bass Anglers Group. I mean, you guys have an incredible organization. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
Thank you, Kat. We run a series of tournaments across Southern Ontario, and I actually qualify students to go down and fish in the Boat US Collegiate Bass Fishing Championships in Alabama every year.
That's so cool. Yeah, and that's got to be kind of a one-of-a-kind thing going around here.
Yeah, there's actually no one else that's stepped up and tried to compete with me, but it's great, and I just love seeing the kids getting all excited to go down. They're actually leaving in the middle of May to go down and fish and represent their country, so it's a pretty neat experience for them.
That's really cool. And I know they're taking a lot of gear down with them, and we've got an example of a couple of those different pieces that they're going to be taking. So what is this one that I've got here, and what would I use it for?
Okay, this here is a technique-specific rod, so it's for drop shotting. And what that means is it has a very soft tip. I like using this rod outside of bass season for my panfish fishing, so rock bass, perch. And you can throw just a little jig head like I have on here with one of those tubes, and this will catch everything for you. So
that's the hope. I need the lure to do all the work, right? Okay, and what have you got over there? Yours is obviously a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bigger, and we were out here in Hamilton Harbor fishing for pike today. And one thing I want to say is pretty important when you're pike fishing is a good quality leader. The leader is titanium or steel, and this just prevents the fish's teeth from cutting your line.
Okay. And with pike, I know they've got really sharp teeth, so that's a concern.
Yeah, absolutely here.
Okay.
And talking about the jerk baits, I've been throwing a lot of jerk baits lately, and it's nice and simple to rig these up and keep changing it. Just the eyelet through the snap, and if we get it in there, close it up through the hoop, and there you go, nice tight on. Fish can hit this lure all day long, and you will not lose a single fish because your line broke.
Perfect, okay.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple more examples down there.
Yeah.
I'll take these two.
Yeah. Going back to another spinning outfit like what Kat has, this is that tube jig that I talked about earlier. Mylar tube, and when it's colder, a little slower out like what we have today, the tails on this have a lot of movement in the water. Fishing it on a jig head, you just slide the tube up over top of it and let it sit on bottom. You don't do very much. The pike will think it's a dead fish or dying fish, and they'll come over, pick it up off the bottom, start to swim away.
Great, okay.
So, colder days, the tube jig on the jig head, one of my favorites.
Good one to do, okay. Yep. Good one to keep in mind, especially because it's cold out.
And a swim bait rig. This here has been my favorite for the week out on Hamilton Harbor here. Nice and simple. There's a screw lock in the top, so you just thread your bait onto it.
Okay, yeah.
It keeps it nice and straight. And this will be a Texas rig style, and what that means is that the hook comes back out through the top of the body here, and you just feed it back in the plastic. And fishing a lot of these rock piles that you have out in the harbor here, you can roll it right over them, and your lure will not get hooked up at all.
Oh, that's a good skill to have, because I know I've gotten stuck a few times, and it's not easy to move the boat around and to actually get it out. So Texas style is something I should keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, very cool. Thank you for sharing all these tips today. We're going to head out on the water and see if we can put them to good use and see what we can catch here in the Hamilton Harbor. We'll see you next time.